So far we have Gulp automating our CSS and our JavaScript tasks for us. It watches for file changes and runs those tasks. While that helps automate a lot of our process, we still need one more part to automate, and that's the browser. Wouldn't it be great if every time we changed a CSS or a JavaScript file, Gulp ran our tasks and then also updated our browser to show that change? There's a handy tool called Browser Sync that watches and updates our browser as soon as files change. The great thing about Gulp is that it ties in with this tool and we can use it in our own applications. We can install Browser Sync directly. Alright, now since this isn't a Gulp Dash plugin, Gulp Load Plugins won't be able to load it for us. We need to bring it in ourselves. And we'll also create a server from it. Now we'll create a new task. This task we'll call serve. Browser sync dot initialize, and then we pass in a configuration object. Our base directory is the root, and that's good to go. Now we need an index.html file since we want to display something to the users. HTML5. And we'll just create a really quick skeleton for our application. Bring in the CSS file we created earlier. Bring in the JavaScript file we also created. And write some simple HTML. Now we can run Gulp serve. Now the cool thing about Browser Sync is that it actually just spins up the application and opens Chrome for us. We're going to tell it to watch for HTML file changes and reload our browser as soon as any of our tasks run. Gulp.watch, we want to watch for any HTML files, and then .on change, browser sync, reload. We'll also do the same for any JavaScript files that get changed, but instead of doing it down here under Gulp serve, we're going to do it in our JavaScript task. Browser sync lets us pipe after we create that destination file, and we'll take the same code and use it on our CSS task. To make things even simpler, we're going to add serve to our default task down here, and we can restart our entire application using Gulp now. Let's see if these HTML changes take place. Immediately saved, and notice all three of these actually got reloaded. We'll close 2 out right now. Awesome. Now our application is starting to get really quick to develop in. CSS and JavaScript tasks are updated. Our HTML and browser gets updated. Let's open up that main.sas file. I don't really like that red there. It's pretty glaring. We'll change that to F2, F2. Save. And immediately our application gets changed here. Let's change the font family from serif to Arial sans serif. Save. Immediate change. We'll update H1, H2, H3, and we'll turn those colors into a little bit softer. And let's change our p tag to padding 50. And just like that, after we created our awesome Gulp file, we have 4 tasks: CSS, JavaScript, watch, and serve. And with those 4 tasks together, we actually have a really fast workflow where we can edit HTML, CSS, or JavaScript and immediately see the changes in our browser.